with the Spanish conquistadors. I forget his particular name. I think Ferdinand, one of the higher ups. He laughed. He said, "These aren't gods you worship. They're devils. Why are they asking you to kill people?"
It was 1 every 2 to 3 minutes.
1 every 2 to 3 minutes.
They had to.
Okay, so 80-minute class. How many of you are being slaughtered? 80-minute class. Come on, real quick maths. Quick maths.
I beg your pardon?
Let's say every 2 minutes. Every 2 minutes. It's 80-minute class in 40 of you. There's not even 40 of you here. Listen, kids. Listen, kids. I'm jumping out the window. They're not gonna get me, but all of you, the doors are locked. Okay, you're done for. Okay, within an hour, within a class, all of you are done for.
Barricade.
Enter my domain.
Just go from the side. Do you want to grab the phone?
Yeah, you just wait for them. Wait by the door. They can't.
Okay, let's focus back up here. Please stop looking so depressed and bored. Come on, pencil in hand. What's up? What do they need?
Someone's mom.
I'm sorry for your second.
Hello. Hey. That was Ethan Marshall. Or baloney. Ethan baloney. Sure. Or you can call again.
Who is that?
Okay. All right. Thank you. 811. European global expansion starts in the 15th century. What years are those? 15th century. What years? Number. Give me a number. Not 14,000. No. 1,004 or 1,400, not 14,000.
It was an accident.
That you were off by 10,000 years.
Yeah.
Okay. So you were very late. Okay. Year 1400 to 1499. European, like one of the major dates is 1492. But as soon as they got here, they started discovering natural resources like they had never seen before. Natural resources, when effectively managed and utilized, can produce a lot of wealth. Okay? So like, you go out to a forest, you see all those trees, you see all this wildlife, you see all this space. All of that is potential. It can become something more than it is, right? Just like all of you, you're young, you're malleable. Maybe depressed, right? But you're filled with potential, like a little seed in a plant, right? So like salad, once upon a time, was just a tiny little seed. Now look at salad. Look at him, he's thriving. Look at him, he's taking up all that space. Okay? So resources are filled with potential, but that potential has to be utilized correctly. Right? Now some people might believe, well, you just leave it alone, right? You know, pristine environments, that's kind of what they called it. But one of my university classes, they taught us that it's a bit of a myth that indigenous people just left the environment alone and it was all pristine, right? Does anyone understand what this word pristine refers to?
Wonderful. Just as it was.
As it was, excellent, perfect, right? So some people had this theory that a squirrel could climb a tree in Edmonton, and treetop to treetop it could jump from like Edmonton to southern parts of America. It was pristine, it was untouched, right? But many people also challenge that theory because they note that indigenous peoples, you know, they utilize fire. Okay, they also drove herds. We have archaeological evidence of this. They manipulated their environment. Okay, so some people think that you should just leave the land alone, let it be, right? Nature, pristine, it's beautiful. Other people say, well, you should utilize that potential and make something out of it. Okay, and at that time, particularly during imperialism, you know, it makes sense to take whatever resources, potential you have, and to effectively manage it and produce more out of it, so more people can benefit. Okay. What else do we want to look at? Yeah, it's good enough. So France and England, I don't know why, they just hate one another.
Why?
Because you ask silly questions, that's why. Silly questions that involve you not listening to what I just said a second ago.
But like, what if you were lying, you know?
Why would I lie? Okay. So the British, the French, they have their issues amongst one another back home. Now, just because they got on a boat, spent 6 weeks, and moved a couple thousand kilometers away, do you think their issues went away?
No.
No, right? Like, how many of you have siblings you've gone to school with? Right, like most of you. Me for a while, just my brother. How many of you had a problem at home and then you sorted it out at school? Did you get beat up by your sister? Just wait a couple of years, you're gonna be huge. Then you'll run the house. Okay? What's that? Okay. Me and my brother used to walk to school all the time while he was still in public school. And while we still went to a relatively similar school. And sometimes we get into an argument at home. We sort it out on the walk to school. He's 5 years older than me, so sorting it out usually meant that I got beat up. It's not fun. Okay. Took a lot of L's growing up. So the British and the French are no different. They cross the sea, their problems go with them. Their problems seep into the people that they interact with. So many indigenous peoples, you know, they're not fairy tale creatures, right? They're human beings. They had problems with one another as well. So the indigenous groups that they found started teaming up with the French and the English. Like, oh, you don't like those people? Well, hey, we don't like those people. So if we team with you, we'll help you fight those guys that you don't like, those Frenchies, and you help us deal with whatever groups they were. I've heard, and I would love to verify this, but how many of you have heard of the Iroquois people? Ever heard this phrase? A couple of us. From my understanding, that means enemy, right? So there's a variety of indigenous groups around Canada, North America. I'm gonna make you do push-ups and keep doing that. Okay. Where's your pencil? Like, how about take some notes? Yeah. Right. Take some notes. Borrow a pencil from your buddy. Okay, don't just make hand gestures. I get paid to make hand gestures. You don't get paid at all. Your job is to write down stuff. Okay. There are many indigenous groups. Oh yeah, some are mentioned there, right? The Haudenosaunee nations aligned with the British. They would attack the Wendat or the Huron nation, who aligned with the French. Do you think it was wrong for them to be like, oh, you two don't like one another either? Let's team up. Do you think that's wrong?
Nah.
Why not?
Well, because, let's say, I don't like someone.
Okay, so like you and Julius are buddies.
Yeah.
Oh man, I keep saying names on the camera, my bad. You two are buddies, right?
If he was like, oh, now I'm gonna beat this dude at this dude, right? Then I'd be like, okay, bet I'll do it.
Right, you join him. Right? But what if you two and like two people you don't like in this class, let's just say these two up here, you both go to a grade 9 classroom.
Yeah.
And you see there's like some beef in the grade 9 classroom, so you're like, hey, buddy, let's beat them up together, and then later, after we've successfully defeated these two, we'll go and beat your kids up. Like, should you manipulate what's going on there? Is that okay?
Yeah, that's just alliances.
That's just what?
Alliances.
Alliances. Okay. Does anyone think it's wrong that to like basically use these groups to fight it out? No, we don't think it's wrong? You kind of think it's wrong. No, you don't know what's going on right now. You're lost. We lost you a slide ago.
It's a strategy.
It's a strategy.
Yes.
Okay, here's one that you kids can relate to. The senior boys and senior girls volleyball teams, listen up, have been taking a lot of L's. Okay, but the grade 9s have been doing some W's. Apparently they crushed their opponents last game.
Yeah.
Okay, so should we start meddling then?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Create some
Opposition.
mischief.
That ain't my shit.
Yeah.
On a short event.
Some people might think that what the Europeans did was terrible, was horrible. Like, oh, how dare you? How dare you go in there and manipulate these people for things that they were already doing and make it worse? You know, who knows? What's up? What's up? Just walk around back. Hey, look at that. Has anyone been to Fort Edmonton Park?
Yeah.
Yeah? Was it fun?
Oh, we were there a lot. We were there a couple of years ago, right?
Yeah, who said no? You said no? You said, like, did you enjoy it? Why not?
So boring.
Why is it boring?
I like it. It was a field trip.
It's cool.
It's cool, yeah. Hold on. Grade 10. What did you do while you were there?
We walked around the houses
We
in there.
walked around the house.
We walked around the houses and
That's fun.
And you got a tour.
But we also got to go to the train. That was fun.
What did you do?
When I was there, I made bannock.
Oh, you made bannock?
I made bannock.
That's so
I
cool.
was in one of the houses, and it was like in a room, and we got to make bannock, and I roasted over the astral fire.
Oh, wow. And then you got to eat it?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds fun. That sounds tasty.
I made pancakes.
You made pancakes.
I don't know those.
Pancakes or bannock? Bannock. What?
No, I went on a
Make bread.
random.
You made bannock. You made bread there. That's pretty cool.
I also went on the Ferris wheel.
Okay, story time, grade 10s.
Yes.
There I was, grade 4, a young man. We were touring around Fort Edmonton Park. Okay. There was animals there. I saw the biggest horse I've ever seen in my life. It was like a Clydesdale.